Hey guys, today I am filming a first impression and follow-up on a foundation. This is the Ulta Demi Matte Foundation. Thanks to my awesome friend Jean, she hooked me up with a coupon from Ulta where I got this free with any purchase, which is really exciting. So because this is the Ulta house brand, of course this product is only going to be available at Ulta. This retails for $14 and it comes in 10 different shades. 10 shades is not that good because when you look at the shades online, basically they are all in that light medium range, and then you have two pretty dark colors, but there isn't really anything in between. I really wish they would extend the shade range, and I chose the second lightest shade because it has warm undertones. This one is Ivory W. It is described as a light warm with yellow undertones, so hopefully this will match me. And for the claims of this foundation, it says it is a luxurious and lightweight cream gel formula that absorbs oil and prevents shine. Light diffusing pigments help diminish the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, plus it has SPF 20. This offers buildable coverage that blends easily and provides a semi-matte finish. So buildable coverage does not let you know how much coverage it can build up to, so we will see about that. And semi-matte finish sounds great to me. So to show you the packaging, it is a squeeze tube with a pump similar to the IT Cosmetics CC cream. As with all of my first impression videos, I'm going to be applying the foundation on one side with a sponge and on the other side with a brush to see how the application method can affect the coverage. I'm pumping and pumping and nothing's coming out. What? Ugh. Okay, look. I don't know if this is typical for squeeze tubes with a pump, but this is the pump. I'm confused. Is it broken or is that what it's supposed to look like? I'm so confused. Am I supposed to pump it upside down? What's happening? I do not understand why this isn't pumping out. Okay, well that's very frustrating. So it looks like a pretty thick mousse, so I'm just gonna squeeze it out of this to apply it. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is scary. All right, this is a pretty thick creamy mousse consistency. The color looks like it's going to be dark for me, but that's okay. I would rather it be yellow and dark. That way I can just use a little bit of my mixer. So I'm just going to take my sponge and blend out the foundation on this side of my face. Seems to be blending out pretty easily, even though it is a thick consistency. So this is one layer with a sponge versus one layer with a brush. I definitely think it looks like light coverage. It did even out my skin tone a little bit, but I can still see a lot of my redness. So hopefully this is buildable. So now that I have it dotted on this side of my face, I'm going to go in with a brush. So I am just pressing this into my skin. And I still think it looks like light coverage even with a brush, but the brush is giving a little bit more coverage because on this cheek I can see more freckles than I can on this cheek. It isn't completely covered over here, but it is slightly tinted more than the sponge side. So now we will see if this is buildable. So with the sponge, it is blending out well, but it definitely isn't gliding. I'm having to really push and pull a little bit more. It is just kind of a thick consistency to be blending out with a sponge. So this is 2 layers of foundation applied with a sponge versus 1 layer applied with a brush. I think we are now built up to medium coverage, which I think is pretty good. So here's 2 layers with a sponge versus 2 layers with a brush. On the brush side, I would say that we are definitely at medium coverage, leaning towards full, which I'm very happy with. The color is definitely too dark for me, but so So I'm going to apply some under eye concealer, and I'm going to set my face with the RCMA No Color Powder, which is not going to give me any color coverage or mattify me. Right now it is 9:30 a.m. so I'm going to check back in with you guys in 4 hours. Hey guys, I'm back for my first check-in. It is 1:30 p.m. so I've had this foundation on for 4 hours, and I wanted to let you guys know what my thoughts are up to this point. So it was very easy to blend out my concealer and to put powder on top of this, and before I powdered it, my skin did have not a glow or a dew, but it definitely did not dry down to a matte finish. I don't find that most foundations that are supposed to be mattifying actually completely set, so that didn't bother me at all. So right after I applied the foundation, I did do concealer and powder, and then I waited a couple hours to do the rest of my makeup. And up until I started doing the rest of my makeup, I was thinking that my face looked awesome. This foundation did not emphasize any of my pores or wrinkles, but as I was applying my makeup, you know, trying to do mascara and whatnot, I'm scrunching up my forehead, making a lot of facial expressions, and that created lines. So now the foundation did settle into my forehead wrinkles because I was making so many facial expressions, but up until that point it was fine. So that is a little bit of a bummer for me, but I do have a way that I can work with that. My pores still look great. This did not oxidize on me at all, which I am very happy about. This is a little bit too dark for me, but it is very yellow, so that is fantastic. I can definitely just add in some of my hard candy glamouflage and porcelain to lighten it up a bit, but I am very happy with the way that this is wearing so far. I am not oily yet, but I'm starting to see a little bit of a shine right here in the center of my forehead. Not a lot, just a little bit, but I don't think it looks bad yet. So we will see how far I can go before I start getting pretty oily. So I will check back in with you guys in another 4 hours. Hey guys, it is 5:30, so I've had this foundation on for 8 hours, and I wanted to give you guys an update. So I think that it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty natural, but I'm definitely shiny on my forehead, the sides of my nose, and on my chin. Also, the foundation has started to wear off a little bit on my chin, but I am always sitting like this, so that is something that I expect, and it doesn't bother me too much, but you guys won't be able to see it on the camera. It is caking around the sides of my nose, and because I'm oily right here, it's also drawing attention to this area that does not look very good, and it's creasing on the sides of my nose as well. But those are only things that I'm noticing as I'm getting close up. I think it still looks pretty good, and it still has not oxidized any, which I'm very happy with. So I'm quickly going to blot with a piece of toilet paper. Here is what the toilet paper looks like after I have blotted. There's an itsy bitsy bit of color transfer, but it doesn't look like any actual foundation has removed from my skin, which is good. So I'm very happy with the way that this has worn today. I'm going to have a text post at the end of the night once it's been 12 hours to give you guys my thoughts for the first day of wear, and then I will be back tomorrow to insert this product into my everyday routine. Hey guys, today I'm back to film the follow-up portion of the Ulta Demi Matte Foundation. I'm going to be inserting this product into my everyday routine so I can get a more accurate picture of how this will actually work for me. So starting with primer, I'm going to apply the Cover FX Mattifying Primer all over, and I'm going to apply the Benefit Professional in my large pores. And yesterday I applied the foundation with a sponge and a brush. Usually I will end up favoring the sponge, but I think I'm actually going to go with the brush this time because it did give more coverage, and the sponge wasn't the easiest to work with this foundation because it is so thick, so I'm going to use the brush. And let's see if the packaging wants to work today. I am not getting my hopes up, but I'm trying to like squeeze it up towards the pump, see if we can get some action going here. Let's try. I do not know what the heck the problem is. Fine, we will just squeeze it out. Ugh. Alright, does this look like it's oxidizing too? I feel like the freshly applied product looks a little bit lighter than the product that's been on my skin for a little bit. So maybe this oxidizes immediately as you put it on, but it isn't something that oxidizes throughout the day, which is what's important to me. So now that I have this dotted on one side, I am gonna go ahead and blend it with the brush and see if it makes a difference in how easy it blends, because I do have primer on. Now, this mattifying primer isn't super sticky. It actually is a little bit on the smoother side. I'm not really feeling a lot of resistance, so that's good. Here's one layer of foundation versus no foundation. So here's one layer of foundation applied all over. So here's 2 layers of foundation applied all over. I definitely feel like we have a solid medium coverage leaning full. So now I'm going to go off camera and apply my under eye concealer and setting powder and be back to do my face powder. Okay, so I've applied my under eye concealer and setting powder. It's looking a little bit bright. So for my face powder, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 100 Translucent, which is not translucent, it's fair with a yellow undertone. And because this is a lighter powder, I'm hoping it will help to lighten the look of my foundation and also to help keep me matte. And I'm going to be using the Real Techniques powder brush to just apply a light layer all over my skin. So here's what my face looks like now that I've applied the powder. I think that helped a lot to lighten the overall look of my foundation. So right now it is 11 a.m. I'm going to wear my makeup throughout the day, come back halfway throughout the day to give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, it is 3:30, so I've had this foundation on for 4.5 hours. I would have liked to wear it a little bit longer, but I had a late start and I'm about to leave the house. But I wanted to let you guys know how it is worn today. So I filmed my haul video today about 1 o'clock. So I'd had the foundation on for 2 hours. And at that point, I was starting to get a little bit shiny in the center of my forehead and on the inner part of my cheek. Not bad, but because I was filming, I did take a tiny bit of powder and touch up a little bit in those areas. And as you can see, I am already oily again, right in this area, sides of my nose, middle of my forehead, and on my chin. So it doesn't seem like the mattifying primer or powder really helped me at all in terms of keeping me matte for longer, which is definitely a bummer. And my pores do look great, but the foundation did settle into all of my forehead wrinkles, and I'm okay with the way that it wore. I think that my makeup looks pretty good. I am happy that I went in with that lighter powder because I think that my face matches my neck a lot better. So to give you my overall thoughts on this foundation, I like it, but I don't love it. I think that this does give really good solid medium coverage, and I'm very annoyed the fact that the packaging is not working on mine, and the shade's a little bit too dark, but I'll definitely be able to work with it. This isn't the worst at oil control, but it definitely isn't amazing. This foundation is just so-so for me. I'm happy to have it, and I can definitely see myself using this up, but I definitely was not blown away. But this was a free foundation for me, so I am not going to complain. I know I'm a pretty harsh critic when it comes to foundation. I don't have anything that is 100% perfect, but my favorites would definitely be Estee Lauder Double Wear, Hard Candy Glamouflage, and the number 7 Beautifully Matte. And this one is not as good as any of those, so I will not repurchase it, but I definitely will finish this up. I think this would be a good mattifying foundation for someone with normal or combo skin, but if you're super duper oily, this isn't necessarily going to keep you the most matte, but it isn't bad. My makeup isn't melting off, and it isn't becoming too greasy that I'm noticing it feeling heavier on my skin. So I am quite happy with this, but I'm not in love. So those are my final thoughts on the Ulta Demi Matte Foundation. I would love to know your thoughts if you guys have tried this out. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.